Ajá. Ahí fue. Bueno gente. Ya estoy esperando ya la partida de... Mierda, espera. Bueno, ya la partida va a comenzar en 12 minutos. Ah, ahora sí.
The FIFA World Cup is reaching fever pitch. Here's your chance to win big. We're giving away €5,000, and how you spend it is entirely up to you. You and a friend could jet off for the trip of a lifetime, experience the atmosphere of a World Cup nation, soak up the sun.
Chat, hay que esperar un poco. Hay que esperar. Porque ya viene. 10 minutos más. Sí, 10 minutos más. Ya va a comenzar la partida ahorita. Ya va a comenzar la partida, chat. ¿Qué? Hello, how are you? I am okay. Bro, I'm 22 years old.
Lines will close at midday.
Yeah, okay. Nice to meet you, bro. I speak English, but my English is not like you understand. It's like let me see. My English is not like better, you know. It's a little. México. Yeah, okay. Bueno. México. Bueno, chat, ya va a ir comenzando la partida ahí, chat.
Time in the morning, so I don't be missing that. Your tight in cage is absolutely right. I have a good feeling for Ecuador. I think they might just have the upper hand this evening, but I'm looking forward. It's going to be a real contest.
What do you think, Stephen? Are we going all the way to the bitter end here?
I think so. I think you look at history between both teams, there hasn't been much in it. I think Mexico will just do enough to shade it. I'm not sure about them jackets, but I think they'll
En mi cuarto no hay eso. En mi cuarto la única persona que puede estar detrás de mí es Dios. Vamos, 8 minutos más. Vamos.
Take on Ecuador at the Mexico City Stadium, or as it's more readily still referred to as the Estadio Azteca.
Bueno, gente, aquí ya va. México va a ir cantando por ahí. México va a cantar el himno de su país, o Ecuador, y no sé, o ellos van a hacer un momento de oración para Venezuela. Si hay una persona de Venezuela ahí en el chat, le digo mucha fuerza y que Dios bendiga a las personas ahí en Venezuela, que los protege y ayude en toda la costa, y que todo se mejore en nombre de Dios. Para la economía de Venezuela, ya saben, amén. Pero bueno, ellos van a tener un momento de silencio para Venezuela ahí. Ya va, chat. Bueno, voy a poner un pedazo ahí. Un pedazo, espera. Ellos van a ir cantando por ahí para Venezuela. Venezuela no está solo. Solo. No están solo. Vamos, Venezuela.
Please rise if you are able for the national anthem of Ecuador. Quien pueda que se ponga de pie para escuchar el himno nacional de Ecuador.
Bueno, chat, Ecuador va a ir cantando por ahí su himno. El Pacho. Bueno, ahora será el himno de México. Que viva México, baby. Mano, es la primera vez que yo veo un jugador negro en México. Porque, mano, en todas las veces que yo veo fútbol, yo vi que los mexicanos son puro blanquitos como los argentinos. Pero bueno, no será malo ya. No será malo que haya un jugador negrito ahí en la selección mexicana. Ya, esos países, yo nunca vi un jugador de piel oscura así como yo, jugando así en México. Ya, será bueno, será bueno. Ah, ok, buena, Saja, ok. Quiñones es colombiano, pero se nacionalizó como mexicano, ok, ya entiendo pues. Bueno, anuncio otra vez, hay que esperar, anuncio, no sé qué ha pasado. El partido comienza en 2 minutos. Entonces Quiñones no quiso jugar para Colombia, se fue a jugar para México, ok. Ajá. Chat, ya va a comenzar la partida, chat.
Accounting for the weather delay of around about 60 minutes. Some of the supporters have been in and around the stadium for well over 3 hours now. We spoke about Mexico and the sense of anticipation and expectation when they play at this famous ground. Well, Ecuador have already
Ya va a ir comenzando la partida y
their own piece of World Cup history to reach the knockout stages for only the second time in their history. The South Americans win over Germany in East Rutherford, New Jersey last week. Very much the stuff of World Cup dreams, prompting incredible scenes on the pitch at full time. Eulogies from that man in your picture, and indeed a public holiday and a day of celebration back in their homeland by decree of the president. Match officials tonight from Slovenia, led by Slavko Vincic, officiating at major finals for well over a decade now. He took charge of the 2024 at Wembley. VAR in situ as well.
bueno, el VAR. Ah, ok, te entiendo, bro. Ok. Bueno, siempre yo pensaba que nunca Argentina hay un jugador de piel oscura, porque en mi país y hay muchos países más que dicen que es difícil que tú vayas a encontrar a una persona de piel negra ahí en Argentina. Y también escucho que hablan muy mal de Argentina, pero Argentina no es un mal país. Argentina no es un mal país. Ajá. Por 4, 3, 2, 1, ya. Ecuador contra México ya acaba de comenzar. Vamos. Ya, bueno, acaba de salir un balón para Ecuador. Ecuador, ya. El defensa de Ecuador le da al portero de México. Bueno, chat. Mucho toque, pues. Hay que tener cuidado. Chat, yo no voy a opinar de quién va a ganar o quién va a perder, porque el balón es redonda. Uno nunca sabe qué va a pasar. El fútbol atrae muchas sorpresas. Entonces hay que verlo y disfrutar. Yo soy para los dos países porque como yo le acabo de decir a ustedes, la pelota es redonda. Uno nunca sabe qué va a ganar o qué va a perder. A disfrutarlo. El entrenador es Javier de México. Muy tranquilo. Valencia. Entrenador Sebastián de Ecuador.
His team played like warriors, and he spoke about the purity and the unification of this Ecuador squad. Montez into midfield, the first opportunity for Mexico to try and build something from the back, and they.
Bueno, México le pone mucha presión a Ecuador.
In his regular starting position in left back, no sign of Mateo Chavez. There was one or two calls for him to start after an excellent performance last time out. Something more of an attacking left.
¡Ay, güey, puta! Ya va. Vamos, Mora. ¡Uy! Vamos. ¡Ay! ¡No, penalti! ¿Eso no es penalti o qué? Ok.
In the end, it breaks down right on the edge of that Ecuador penalty area, picked up by Mora. He started very sharply, looking lively. Just picked the pocket of
Vamos.
an Ecuador player who wanted far too much time on the ball. You won't get that time and speed.
México tiene muy buen dominio del balón ahí. No dejan que los ecuatorianos toquen mucho al balón. México tiene más presión ahora.
Opportunity to lift it towards the back post. It was dragged across. Eric Lira just couldn't pick out.
Lo único peligroso de Ecuador es que ellos tienen buena defensa. Ese es el único problema. Ellos tienen buena defensa.
Every available opportunity. Just getting more on the ball. Goes for that little 1-2. Gets his head up, pulls it back across. No one on the end of it, but they're threatening and looking menacing. And they're quickly out of the blocks here. Mexico free.
Chat, espérame un ratico. Yo voy a quitar eso para poner el nuevo ahí. Espera. México contra Ecuador. Copia. Uy, puta. Casi, casi. Casi México le mete un gol a Ecuador ahí.
Like you said, Connor, he has the confidence to take a shot on so early in this game.
Diminutive in stature, 5'6", but already put a stamp on this game, and he may get on the end of this instead.
Uy, hijo de puta.
Towards goal again, that Mexico take 2 or 3 options left and right, and maybe in the end, the better option was ignored. Did open up in front of him now. Luis Romo on target already at this World Cup, but he's a long way off there.
It's poor. He puts up his hand straight away. He saw his name in lights. Mora and Jimenez either side of him. Did open up for him to take the shot, but it just got caught underneath his.
México tiene puro ataque ahí.
Scored a game against South Korea, but didn't trouble the goal of Hernan Caldinez. Mora just tucks one around the corner.
México va con el balón. ¡Ay, casi! Casi el muchacho de México mete un gol ahí.
Opportunity 6 minutes in to put Mexico in front. He can't find the target.
What a ball. And you fancy Jimenez every day of the weeks to put that away. Given his ability in the air. Given the way he put away the first.
El número 9 de México, él pensaba que él era Van Persie. La forma que él sacó para meter el gol ahí.
Well, we wondered how this game would start off. Would it be a little bit cagey? Would it be cut and mouse? Anything but. It's been all guns blazing. The full arsenal from Mexico, and already they will feel 7 minutes in. They could probably be in front. Puro toque, chat, puro toque. Chat, voy a ver si yo puedo poner eso en español para que ustedes me vayan a comprender la partida y con todo eso. Voy a buscar un youtuber ¿Quién? Estoy viendo votos. Ok. Hay mucha más gente que cree en México. Mucha gente cree en México. Yo no voy a sobreestimar ningún partido porque bueno, la pelota es redonda, chat. Cualquier momento algo malo puede pasar, va, golazo.
That's clever midfield play. Caicedo just puts it back to the keeper just to settle Ecuador for a couple of minutes because he knows Mexico will just drop off that little bit where they can retain possession even if it's just for a minute or two. Calm the nerves. Great leadership. Caicedo there.
Gonzalo Plata, a hero against Germany. Plays his club football in Brazil with Flamengo. And there's that pressure, that intensity, that appetite to win it back and hunt in packs by Mexico. Ordonez lifts it forward. A little bit of space.
No, para qué presión, chat, qué presión.
Manage to keep it in, which they do from Pedro Vita. Sitting alongside
Estoy
Caicedo.
buscando algo ahí, pero no lo encuentro, chat. Chat, espérame un momento.
Luis Romo this evening.
Esperemos, voy a buscar algo por ahí. Tiro libre para México. Pero qué salto un chat, qué salto un. El muchacho de Ecuador no podía coger el balón que el arquero puso para él. Bueno, ahora el arquero de México va a sacar el balón. Bueno, los defensas van tocando ahí por detrás. Pero toque. ¡Uy! ¡Ahora! ¡Dáselo! Ah, no mames. El corner tiro de esquina.
Just wasn't comfortable taking on his right foot. He just wanted to step inside. Just bend it in with his left.
El tiro de esquina para México. Tiro de esquina para México, la derecha. ¿Qué? Vamos, tíralo. Charmora casi mete un golazo y juega Mora. Quiñones. Ahí fue puta. Uy. Ya casi Ecuador mete un gol, casi.
All his own work on the edge of the area, nutmeg the defender.
It's brilliant by Yeboah. Montes doesn't know what to do. It's a brilliant save by Rangel, but referee doesn't see it, pushes it onto the post.
Este partido es muy caliente, chat, muy caliente. Esos muchachos se ponen muy nerviosos. Los mexicanos dijeron que los ecuatorianos le deben meter ese gol tan fácil. Los mexicanos ponen mucha presión ahí. Ahora para mí, te voy a decirte algo, los mexicanos tienen más fuerza ahora, más posición que los ecuatorianos, pero los ecuatorianos también son peligrosos.
Strong collision as that ball was kept in. Wales are real. And they lead on in the technical area. Cluster of players coming out from the dugout.
Andan protestando por el empuje que Pacho le dio a Raúl.
Actually is. I'm laughing and joking about it there. Jimenez does well to reach the ball, kick it down the line. Assistant referee had his flag up straight away.
Such is the occasion, such is the stadium, the atmosphere, everything about this contest and the rivalry between the two nations. It's not going to take much to light the fuse, that's for sure. And the opening 20 minutes have flown by. Dominated by the home side, who will feel that they could and perhaps should have been in front. Back it goes from Lira to Vasquez. Gallardo, seeking out Quinones, all very tight and congested.
¡Dáselo! México acaba de meter gol. México acaba de meter un gol. México acaba de meter un gol. México acaba de meter un gol. Golazo. Quiñones. Ay, pues puta. Ay, ay.
Done by Vasquez. They've been called back by the referee's whistle here. Luis Romo was off and running. Going for the hydration break at the most inopportune of times for Mexico. That beggars belief. I thought initially there was a whistle for it.
I think there was.
Bueno, momento de hidratación para tomar agua, para tranquilizar las cosas. Mira, Chad.
When they were beaten 1-0, couldn't manage to find the target against Curacao, but then when the chips were down and the odds heavily against them, against the 4 times world champions, they came up with the goods, got themselves out of a big hole against Germany. Work to do here. Jimenez is eventually sent tumbling over on that far side following the collision with Ordonez. How does the referee see that? Nonplussed with Jimenez there. Is there a little tip of the heels? Maybe not. Sometimes that hydration break is a momentum shifter. We'll see what the next 5 minutes or so bring.
Yeah, this World Cup is played in quarters now, rather than halves. It's ridiculous the amount of time is given to an hydration break.
It's Pato's flick on from Franco's throw-in. Throw it blanket over around 7 or 8 players in that little cluster, but the appetite to win it back, the frenzied tackling by Mexico there for all to see. Eric Lira in the thick of things, and there's been a little bit left on one of the Mexico players here. Alvarado has come off second best.
He doesn't really like taking anything on his right foot, and he cuts back inside again. Valencia sees it. Just go over the ball a little bit, just landing on his foot.
108 caps. 10 years for Enner Valencia. 5th most cap Ecuador player. 1 shot at 50 goals. Mora again just utilising that free roll, popping up all over the park left and right, in between the lines, head on a swivel. Looks very comfortable.
Oh!
Early ball into the centre. Just too early and in front of everyone who is waiting. But again, they're probing and pressing, carving out chances. Dominating and playing with real confidence. Sure, that's a mistake. Jimenez now will pick it up. He's got 2 to his left-hand side. Quinones with more outside. Jimenez.
Goal! No mames. Golazo. Golazo, Chad. Gol. Gol, 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 gol de México. Bueno. México anda ganando 2-0. Éntrese en mi directo por ahora. Vamos, más personas.
First time in a long time, certainly inside 35 minutes, that Ecuador will find themselves in a 2-goal deficit. Not been in this position for 2 years. They've not faced this kind of situation since Bekachese took over. This frenzied cold, and you don't get time to put your foot on the ball and try and take stock. Pulling their way back into the game. It's high tempo. Can they fashion something from this corner? There's an absolute melee inside that 6-yard box. 2 or 3 players sent sprawling.
Bueno, ¿qué pasa por ahí?
Principally Jesus Gallardo, who's having a real wrestling match.
Los ecuatorianos se está poniendo ese bruto ahí.
He's laying down the law. I'm not sure it makes any real difference. We so seldom see teams punished or penalised, certainly with a penalty kick for what goes on inside there. Now then, hoisted high. Strong goalkeeping. Big hand on the clear from Raul Rangel. Pumped back in at the first time of asking, and that's wasteful.
All the lead-up was about the Ecuadorian rear guard and how strong it has been, but seem to forget that Mexico's has been excellent as well. They haven't had a qualifying campaign, obviously, because they've been co-hosts. And they haven't conceded a goal yet in this tournament. See why they're so well organised, well drilled, well coached.
The Mexico players stay down, and there have been a little more advantage afforded to Jorge Sanchez there after he brings them back. Just quicker to every 50-50 ball. The footwork they're passing is sharp, the movement is excellent.
Like Slavko Vincic, the referee, just to let things go a little bit more. That's what a good opportunity on that right-hand side. Jorge Sanchez.
40 years since Mexico won a knockout game at a World Cup. 20 years since Ecuador were last in one. Their only previous one in 2006, which ended in a 1-0 defeat to England and David Beckham free kick. Under the pump here, a little under 10 minutes of the first half remaining. That was tight. Having conceded 2, we refer back to the fact that at the other end, goals have been an issue for Ecuador. 20 and 20 under the new manager pre-World Cup. Coming forward now in numbers, but hunting back in numbers as well. Mexico to turn it over once again. They just haven't been able to get the likes of Quesada or Vite on the ball and string passes together. You see Capi is just trying to encourage them to spend some time with the ball.
They seem lost. Ecuador. Structure's all wrong. Out of position. Mexico are just so relentless with their press.
Angulo taking it forward initially, and then there's a little tip of the heels from Quinones, this time on Caicedo, which brings an Ecuador free kick. Some of their more high-profile players, Ecuador, Caicedo included, despite their pedigree, still a discernible lack of experience at 24. That's another indication of their more than rattled. They're all at sea here, all over the place. That's really out of character. A player of that caliber. By contrast, look at the confidence here of Jimenez when the opportunity comes his way.
Ordonez really struggles initially with obviously giving the ball away to Jimenez, but then just dropping off and not getting close to Jimenez to get the when he got the strike away.
Montes standing firm. A little flick doesn't come off from Jimenez, seeking out Gilberto Mora.
It's just that midfield three. Mexico of Lima, Romo and Mora just annihilating Ecuador at the moment.
Something on the end of this potentially for Ecuador.
Portero. Ochoa.
Sanchez in behind.
Lack of options. Capier putting it into the box there, and only Valencia in it. Playing by chance more so than by design.
As the heavens above open once again. Persistent rain falling night. Another spell from Ecuador. They've managed to stem the tide. Behind it goes. Final touch. And for Ecuador player, it's a Mexico goal kick. Couldn't quite get the flick on Capia.
Soaking up this pressure well, but here's Yeboah. He goes by two Mexican players, feints a shot. Great wing play. Equal save by Rangel.
Born in Hamburg, he played the age grade system with Germany. Much travel in his relatively young professional career still. A couple of seasons in the Eredivisie. He's also played in the Polish league as well. He's looked pretty sharp this evening. He's forced the pass out of Raul Rangel on 2 occasions. momentum graph again, indicative of the opening 15 or 20 minutes for Mexico. Scintillating. More again. Lira.
Ay, hijo de puta.
Roma wins it back. Mexico throw in. It's incredible to think 17 years old on this stage, in this stadium, at this stage of a World Cup, and he looks tailor-made for it. There's the tail of the tape, bottom left of your screen. 9 attempts to 3. 2 on target. Can they build on that final minute of the half? Pouring forward again. Jorge Sanchez pulls it back neatly to the edge of the area.
Ay, hijo de puta.
Moore's onside. All he needed was to get anything on that. He got nothing.
Half-time whistle can't come soon enough, you feel, for Ecuador. Circle the wagons and just seek out the wisdom of their coach and how they're going to get themselves out of this predicament. And they really only had a cluster of corner kicks.
Bueno, 5 minutos más.
Togetherness in this squad as well. Javier Aguirre, he spoke about it post-match after the Czechia game.
Tiene un sueño, marica. Chat, después de este otro putante me voy a dormir.
ambition is to go short with 3 players here. And Gulo not. And that's it. They played themselves out of time.
Se terminó el primer tiempo, chat.
It's been a statement of intent for the World Cup co-hosts at the Azteca Stadium in Mexico City in the opening 45 minutes here.
Bueno, voy a dormir, gente. Estoy cansado. Voy a dormir. Jiménez y Nueves metieron un gol.